Hi everybody, Andy here with etrailer.com, and today we're taking a look at this Shocker Air Receiver Hitch with this cushioned drawbar mount. This is going to work for a 2.5-inch hitch receiver. It has a gross towing capacity of 12,000 pounds. Now this shock absorbing receiver hitch provides superior comfort while towing by reducing road shock and chucking using airbag and bumper stop technologies. This hitch features an industrial strength airbag, as you can see here, and cushioned bump stops here at the top that dampen chucking and road shock. This hooks your trailer to your tow vehicle with this included cushioned drawbar mount. Now this drawbar attachment has a 1-inch hole to accommodate a variety of towing needs. The bump stops help soften jerking before it reaches the tow vehicle. So this is going to be perfect for towing hay wagons, anhydrous tanks, and other farm applications. This mount is zinc plated to prevent rust. It is important to note that it is not to be used with a hitch ball. Also included here are these two easy to remove pins. These large rings, which I can fit up to 4 of my fingers through, make it very easy to grasp and hold on to, so there's going to be no more fumbling with smaller hitch pin heads. On the other side here we have these large safety clips that's going to make removing the clips and the pins and then replacing them very easy as you adjust this mount. Let me just give you a brief demonstration of how easy this is. I'm just going to go ahead and remove my clips, and then let me rotate this around. By the way, these large rings can be folded in either direction if you need to move them out of your way for whatever reason. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove my pins and just give this a slight adjustment here. So let me line up my holes, and we are good to go. You're going to have a drop range of about 1/2 inch to 4.5 inches. And I do want to point out that it can be a little bit tricky getting your safety clip in on when you're working right behind this attachment. So just be aware of that. You might just have to give it a few extra seconds there to work behind that mount. And let me see here. Let me try it this way. All right, and we are good to go. Now the inside width of this channel is 3 3/4 inches across, and then the distance between each of these vertical adjustment holes is 1 inch in between each of those holes. So this is going to be compatible with many shocker attachments such as the 2-inch ball, the sway bar mount, the raised ball mount, the clevis mount, the combination ball, the drop mount, and the standard drawbar. All of those attachments, of course, are sold separately, but can be found under the related products section on this product page. Now, this is a deep frame hitch, easily identified by having 8 vertical adjustment holes for the ball mount adjustment. It has been designed to work with the 2015 to 2019 GM and Chevrolet and the 2017 and newer Ford 3/4 ton and larger vehicles that have the extra steel reinforcement which hang down below the underside of the receiver tube. For those vehicles, this included spacer block is not necessary. However, when using this deep frame hitch on vehicles such as the Dodge, the Ram, or older GM and Ford trucks with a 2.5-inch receiver tube, you would install this spacer block using the top bolts here that retain the airbag. So what you would do is you would just use the included Allen wrench and you would loosen these bolts here. And then after you loosen and remove those bolts, you would just place this spacer block here and then replace those bolts with this Allen wrench. What this spacer is going to do is keep the airbag at its proper operating height. And so that is going to be for those vehicles, and that's why this is included. Now this air hitch, as you can see here, works like a teeter-totter with the airbag on one end and your trailer coupler on the other end. And as your trailer exerts force downward, the unit pivots and the airbag absorbs the energy. When your trailer jerks backward or pushes forward, the two cushion bump stops reduce the force for a smoother ride. Now this airbag is easily adjustable. For heavier loads, you would add more air, and there's a air valve here with an included cap that you can easily access to add more air to your airbag for heavier loads, and then let air out for lighter loads. And to determine the correct amount of air to use, you would just hook your trailer up to your Shocker hitch, and then you would just load your trailer the way you are going to tow it, then add air to your airbag until the bump stops begin to compress. And once they begin to compress, then you should have the right amount of air in your airbag for your load, and you're ready to go. On the opposite side, there is this Zerk fitting, a grease Zerk fitting, that is going to allow simple and easy maintenance of this pivot point. This is a grade 50 steel plate construction and a cold rolled steel shank to provide maximum durability. The gross towing weight of this is 12,000 pounds. The tongue weight is 1,200 pounds. The hitch itself is shot blasted and powder coated to prevent rust. And again, this is going to fit your 2.5-inch trailer hitch receiver. The hitch pin hole diameter is 5/8 of an inch. This does not include the pin and clip to secure to your hitch receiver on the back of your vehicle, so that would be a separate purchase if you do not have pins like that. However, I would recommend checking out the infinite rule locking pins for the Shocker Hitch Ball Mounts for the 2-inch and the 2.5-inch hitches. You will get 3 of those locking pins, 1 pin to lock and secure your Shocker hitch to your hitch receiver on the back of your vehicle, and then the other 2 pins will replace these pins to lock and secure your attachment to your Shocker hitch. It's a great way to secure your investment. You can find those pins on our website using item number IR39FR. Speaking of these hitch pin holes, the distance from the first hitch pin hole to the center of the hole of our cushioned drawbar mount is going to be about 13.25 inches, and the distance from the second hitch pin hole to the center of the hole of our cushioned drawbar mount is going to be about 14.25 inches. And then the distance below the receiver tube will be 5 inches from below that receiver tube. Some additional installation tips: this does require a minimum of 7 inches of clearance from the center of the hitch pin hole to the rearmost portion of your tow vehicle. The receiver opening should be flush with the bumper or protruding from the rear of the vehicle for best fit. Finally, a 2-inch Shocker Air Receiver will not fit a 2.5-inch hitch, even with a reducer sleeve, as trucks with the 2.5-inch hitch have deeper frames. A 2.5-inch Shocker Air Receiver, as we have here, will fit a 3-inch hitch with a reducer sleeve. Well, that's going to conclude our look today. I hope it was helpful for you. Again, my name is Andy. Thank you for joining me.